It's going to be run here Sunday afternoon at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Our second quickest with a track record time that he posted up here tonight is Kurt Busch. He drives the number 78, Furniture Row Racing, Serta Chevrolet for Furniture Row. And Kurt, certainly your cars here the last few weeks, really almost the entire season, have been extremely fast. You know, I gotta say that looking ahead to Sunday's race, you've got to be somebody that people are going to watch come race time. So just talk about your mindset heading into the Coca-Cola 600.
Yeah, it was an extremely fast car. Those guys, they keep delivering pole winning type cars each and every week when we've been unloading, and I just didn't quite hit my mark exactly right in 3 and 4, and I knew that we might get beat by somebody. I was just hoping that we might get a gift, but Denny Hamlin laid it down, and it was incredible to watch. His car hugged the line in 3 and 4, exactly like you'd watch cars back in the day, like when Jeff Gordon in the 90s would hunt that white line. It was awesome. You knew that was going to be a fast lap. So I didn't do my job, but my team is doing an incredible job. Just fast cars, week in, week out. I told them, you know, we had a pole-winning car today. We didn't have a pole-winning draw as far as going out in the mid-range, right around 23rd. But, you know, it's part of the game. You have to have a pole-winning car, and then if you get a pole-winning draw, like Denny did to go out late, you want to deliver. And so he did. Congratulations to Hamlin. The Joe Gibbs team, they're definitely hitting on all 8 cylinders, and for us, this is nothing to be disappointed about. It's a front row start at the Coca-Cola 600, and I'm pumped up. I think the race for us will come to us, and we just have to work hard on Saturday to get the car dialed in to run, 50-lap stints instead of the 20-lap stints that you see in the All-Star race. But again, my Furniture Row guys, they keep delivering me cars each week that are fast, and I want to deliver for them.
Did you say Furniture Row delivers?
Yes, they do. Yes. Need a mattress? Need furniture? We'll have Husky tools to work on it.
Now that I know I don't have to pick it up.
They ship too, I think. Furniture Row.
That's kind of what delivering is.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, you're so wise. Matt Kenseth is our third fastest qualifier for Sunday's Coca-Cola 600, and he drives the number 20 Home Depot Husky Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. And Matt, certainly the performance from JGR so far this season shows a lot of speed, and you're running up front, qualifying up front, and just talk about your outlook for Sunday.
Well, today we just did qualifying stuff, so we really got ready for tonight, and we're going to use Saturday all day to get ready for Sunday and do some race practice. So we haven't been in race trim at all, which I think that's probably what most people in the garage did. So not really sure, but I really like the way this car drives. I'm really encouraged how it responded to all our changes today. Last weekend, that car really wasn't like that. So I feel good about that. Obviously, whenever you can qualify that good, as Kurt reminded me before qualifying, if I can ever qualify better than 17th, that's usually a really good thing. So encouraged about the speed in our car and the changes they made and how it drove. And, that was a good lap. I was pretty happy with that.
Open it up for questions now for Matt or Kurt. Questions? We've got 3 right here we'll get to. We'll go to Kenny, George, and then Bob.
Kenny Bruce with NASCAR.com. Kurt, you mentioned felt like you just missed your mark on your lap. When you talk about that, how small is the margin that you're talking about when you miss a mark going on a lap like that? I mean, are we talking a foot? Are we talking inches, 2 feet?
When you miss your mark, it's like a frozen moment in time. I know I needed to be over there, and I'm sitting here, and it's about a half a car width. Denny was right on that white line, and my car was about a half a width off of it, and I had a little extra steering in it, and I knew it was like, it turns into what in your mind is a tenth of a second, and it translated to be 600ths. Denny ran a 2760, we ran a 2766. So it was that little moment. You can feel it. And It's cool though that we're in position to be going for poles. That's the most excitement that you want to feel on qualifying day, is just having a shot at the pole. And our team, we're doing a good job.
You know that almost immediately
When it happened, yes, and you just hope to sweep it under the rug and that nobody beats you and you still get the pole, but this is an honest sport and somebody's going to go out there and lay down a perfect lap, and Denny did that.
Let's go to
Yeah.
George.
Yeah, Kurt, George Diaz with the Orlando Sentinel. After what happened in the All-Star race, the few days after that, leading up to tonight, were you encouraged? Were you disappointed? What was your mindset, after what happened on Saturday night going into tonight's qualifying?
Well, I can answer that 100 different ways, and some of them might not be the right answer. I was looking for Bruton Smith's number on how we could change the format on the All-Star race. We raced hard and had the best overall average to come down pit road first. We've seen in years past guys that win a segment, they get locked into that front and then they sandbag the rest of the way. The way that the race ended for us, everybody knew that we were there. And it was great to run up front in an all-star type race. And it's Monday morning and you just got to put it to bed and you go to work on the next week. That's the best thing about motorsports, is one week you can be a hero and the next week you can be a zero. But every week is a reset button and you have a shot to do something big. And so we came up tonight and sat on the front row. Now we got to dial our car in Saturday. But the All-Star race was great for us. We're not disappointed, but we know we can do better.
Go ahead, Bob.
Bob Packer, Sporting News. For Matt, your teammate's on the pole. Obviously, he's had a rough season. Do you think this pole will mean more to him and possibly for the rest of the weekend and the next couple of weeks than just a regular pole would?
Honestly, I honestly don't know. I mean, I'm sure it will. I mean, I know you'll be able to ask him in a little bit, but I know it's really great to have Denny back. Brian and Mark did a great job, filling in and all that. But when Denny got in that wreck and got hurt, you always hate to see anybody have to get out of a car, especially because of an injury. But it felt like as a group, him and Kyle and I were just really starting to get some momentum and starting to understand some trends and what that meant for our car and things like just different things like that. So I think it was important to get him back and get into the mix. I think it'll be better for all three cars. Really, I think it'll really up the game, for all of us. So I was happy for him to hit the pole. Whenever you see somebody come back, you always want to see him. You always want to see him do good, but you don't want to see him beat you. But you want to see him do good. So I was happy for that team and for Denny.
Let's go over here to the corner here. Mooresville.
Aaron Burns, Mooresville Weekly. Kurt, could you just talk a little bit about the confidence level that you have right now after a good run like this, and if that confidence level has risen in the past couple weeks?
For me, I'm just leaning on the team, and they keep building better and better cars. And to have that confidence in them, just like when we unloaded today and ran a ridiculous lap time. We ran like a 28:20, and the other guys were running 28:50s. When you have that confidence to lay the right pedal down and it sticks, it's a great feeling. And so, our guys, they missed lunch today because they were working, so I'm supposed to ask about your barbecue that you put together.
Was it good?
Was it good barbecue? Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Thought it was pretty good.
That was all right. Newton actually tried some too. Looks like you put on a little weight since lunch.
Let's go over here to Tom and then Mike.
Thanks. Kurt, Tom Jensen, Speed.com. I would think that at the start of every year you put together a list of goals and achievements you want to make for the year. I know you've had bad luck in a couple of races, but you've had a really good season so far, had really fast cars. You've gotten to do the V8 supercars, the Indy thing. When you sat down and went into this deal, were you expecting to have a year with this many high points in it already?
It's been a great year, and it's been a year of opportunities. And when you have the phone ringing like it is, and you're on a one-year deal, you're exploring all types of options. And last year, the advice that I was given was just stay in the sport, stick around, make sure you come to every race. And, if I could hit a reset button, I wish this could be 2012. But when you go through a lot of turmoil and some hardship, it teaches you how to look at things in a wider perspective. And it's gotten so wide that I'm looking at the open wheel cars, and the Australian V8 supercar guys called up, and so it's been a great ride. And my focus though is the Cup car, and that's where I think I lost my attention and my focus, as well as my drive, my internal drive when I was at Penske, because I was wandering around doing pro stock cars and some other things. But the good news, bad news is right now we're sitting 18th in points, and we've had some horrible finishes. So if we could eliminate those, we'll be all right.
Go ahead, Mike.
Mike Embry, Speed.com. Matt, suddenly this year you've become a qualifier who strikes fear into the hearts of the competition.
That was pretty good right there. Dug deep for that one.
I'm serious. If he's better than 17th, we're all done. He's third.
Is this about the different cars, or are you focusing more on it, trying harder, or what's the deal?
No, I've always tried hard. It used to be the harder I try, the slower I go. So, it's just about the cars going fast. I mean, I hate to say it's all about that, but that's the big part of it. I mean, I think we've always worked hard on qualifying. There's been years I've been horrendously bad at it. There's been years we've been respectable at. This feels like it's probably one of our best years for qualifying. I guess it probably is so far. But man, the cars have been fast. We've been working hard at it, been trying to make sure you can get a lap. But when your cars drive like that and have that much speed, it sure makes it a lot easier to drive them.
Are those pillow pets?
Yes.
Can I have one? It's a pillow. It's a pet. It's a pillow pet. Yeah. Well, Houston loves them, so we got to get them.
So does Trevor.
Just for the pole winner? Oh, you're killing me.
Man.
If I'd have known that beforehand,
You wouldn't have left.
I'd have juiced it up. Our car probably wouldn't have passed tech, but I'd have got a pillow pet. All right, sweet. PR guys got one.
Let's go, Dustin.
Dustin Long, Motor Racing Network. Kurt, I had a question. I just got confused by something you were just talking about earlier.
I'm usually confused by my replies.
Is when you're talking about the focus in internal drive and how that was impacted in relation to the pro stock, but yet you've done all these different things. So can you kind of explain why it's not impacting or why it's helping things this year when you kind of alluded to when you were doing the pro stock? That I was just kind of confused by that.
I think to finish that off, I was just frustrated at Penske Racing and venturing off to do the pro stock thing and looking around. It's not the same clarity as it is right now on making sure that I'm happy and I'm focused with my Cup car, and being able to do other things. That's like recess, where I was trying to divert my attention to draw away some of the tough times when we were struggling running outside the top 12 in points at Penske. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to be right in the mix every week, and that was what was tough, is when I was finishing 11th in points, that's the first guy that doesn't get to go to Vegas and go on stage.
So in essence, that was a getaway.
Yeah, it was.
And this is just more the enjoyment of.
That was me making phone calls to go and find stuff. Now it seems like the phone is ringing and people are giving me opportunities, because Michael Andretti just doesn't call every day to give you an Indy car to drive in the month of May.
Al?
Yeah, thank you. Kurt Alpierce from Auto Week. As you were watching Denny run his lap, was there a moment during his lap that you said to yourself, he's got me? Or did you have to wait till the time actually came up?
I hoped that he wouldn't beat us, but at the tunnel, we were tied. And we'll get the qualifying reports later, and we can see exactly where he made up the time. But I just missed it a little bit in 3 and 4. So the exit of turn 4 is where I think he gained that. Well, no, the tunnel in turn 3, we were tied.
Oh, okay.
And by the time we crossed that tunnel, he had gained the time. Yep.
Any other questions? All right, guys. Good job here this evening, and good luck this weekend.
Yeah, thanks, guys. This is one of the most entertaining times I've ever had in the media center. I appreciate it. Hopefully I'll see you again.